recording now, and now we're on Jesu meine Freude, and we're just looking at troubleshooting any bits that choir members want help with. So even if you're not here, you may benefit because your questions may be similar. And we've got about 10 minutes, or 5 if you have no questions. Any questions on the bar?
Yeah, so there are some runs that I have had issues with.
Okay, go, Priscilla.
Are you looking at the same version as we are?
I will be, yes.
Okay, so there's a horrible thing at bar 223 for the altos, and I think everyone has it in some form or another.
Bar which?
Bar 223, page 90.
223. 223. Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I think everyone has it in some form or another, and it's just
Everyone has it. I think it's worth looking at those runs for each part.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that? It starts with the tenor. Yeah, just the runny bits, okay? But look, we'll start with the alto because that's the one you've asked about. So we're at bar 223, Sondern Geist. So going back to ihr aber, this is how it goes. So ihr aber 221. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm in the wrong key. Start again, Margot. 1, 2, 3. On the keyboard didn't quite work there. I'll do that again. What you need to do is look for patterns. Okay, so when you're learning it, from Sondern, you've got 2 going up, 2 lower going, and then you've got, so you've got a da 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 da, and then you've got, and then down, and again. That's the same, it's a sequence. So from halfway through 223, then the same again, up a note. Then it does a turn and a scale, a turn. So just look for shapes and patterns. Nothing goes further than a third. It's either by step or by a third, that whole phrase. So listen to Sondern Geist again.
That helps.
2, 3.
So that's the alto, what do you call it? Soprano 2 line.
Oh, sorry, that's the soprano 2 line.
That's the horrible one.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. Priscilla, you were, yes, I just realised.
Oh, I'm reading the wrong line, sorry.
Well, we've done the soprano 2 line. Let's have a look at it again, soprano 2.
It's not wasted. I was trying to save you, Priscilla. The alto's a bit shorter.
Okay, so we'll look at soprano 2 at the end of bar 222, and we look at keeping those patterns in mind from Sondern Geist. 2, 3. The same principle applies whether that was your part or somebody else's part. You look for patterns. So you go down 3 blind mice, and then you go up, down a third, and then you've got a little sequence, then a little turn, a scale, turn, and you've done it. Okay, so let's look at, let's go back to page 89 and start with the tenor. Ihr aber seid nicht Fleisch, and it's worth us all learning it so that we know what's going on. So the tenor also has patterns. See, if it's not your part, follow it anyway and see if you can discern the patterns. And 1. That's a shorter one. The shapes are different, but you've got from Sondern, turn, that's what you've got there. Altos, you've got from 213, Sondern, Watch out for that note where I've just stopped. It's a fifth. Very often the part, sometimes it goes down a fifth, sometimes it goes down a fourth. So sondern, let's go altos from 213, 212, ihr aber, and 1. Ihr aber seid nicht fleischlich, sondern geistlich. And I recommend everybody isolate passages like that, take them slowly, work out the pattern, and have a go at singing them, and sing them and sing them and sing them and sing them. You do not want to be trying to sight read every single note in a passage like that. You want to know that pattern and be able to sing that bit from memory. Okay, who's next? Oh, you've all got little bits. So tenor, you've got you're okay there. First sopranos. It will be similar to the parts that went before, but it won't be exactly the same. So soprano 1, let's do it, and the rest of you can look for the patterns. Bar 215, 2 and 1. So what you want to watch out for is the second half of 217, and then C sharp. Let's do it again. Soprano 1, 2, and 1. I also recommend that you do fast semiquaver patterns using swingle syllables. It really helps, and what it will give you is a little bit of a thing in Baroque music which is called inegal, which just means unequal, and it's you're singing the quavers straight, but they're not exactly straight, because da is accented and va is unaccented. Can you hear that they're not 100% accurate, 100% equal, just by virtue of using those syllables? And I would love that feel to come out, because I reckon Bach would have been a jazz musician if he'd been around today. And I kid you not, I get that from people who know what they're talking about, unlike me. Okay, bass. Yours starts on the end of 218. Let's give it a go. 1 and 2 and 1. Zon. So the basses really extend the melody. I'd like you to do it again and do it to dava dava dava, dava dava dava, or dava dava dava. Okay, from the Zonden, and 1. Your tricky bar is probably 219. No, the next bar. But guess what? Bar 220 is a repeat of 219 up one note. So it's a sequence. You just need to watch out for the accidentals. 219 and 220 again. And okay, you happy? And who haven't we done? Altos. Oh, there's more. Folks, do you want to do this kind of work on the rest, or are you okay to use that?
The alto one on 234 is awful because it stops and starts, and wriggles and bounces, and it's not just all.
From Geist in euch wohnen.
Yeah, whoa, 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 sort of like it's. You can't just do that with your head because the notes change.
Okay, so 234, the alto part, that's the third line down. Let's pick it up. So anders Gottes. If you want to forget about the words and do dubba dubba, I see what you mean. It's really 236 where you start having interesting things going on. What I'd like you to do you see where you've got the tied notes in 236? The second note of 236 is tied to the first group of semiquavers, and the last note of 236 is tied over to the next bar, and both of them are preceded by a leap. So I'd like you to make the leap note, the note before the tied note, staccato. So you'd go, oh, sorry, that's an octave, I do apologize. So you, from 236, you'll go 3 and 4 and yeah. And altos, I think you can take a breath if you would like on the very first note of 238. That is the note that's been tied over. That will help you with your timing. So you'll go breath. And that's consistent with what you do. And you just continue the syllable, whatever syllable you're on. I, Fleisch, R. You keep the R of the diphthong until the very end of the word. So you go in 237. Fleischnet. Is that what the word is? Fleischnet? I look at the wrong part. Sorry. Wohnet. Oh. Breath. Yeah. Do you want to go back, Marjorie, to 234? Does that answer your question, Marjorie? Yeah? Okay. Next. Any more? No. Okay, look, I would say the main thing with this movement is to go for all the semiquaver bits and look for the patterns and work out where's that syllable going. If it's a diphthong, say for example altos bar 241, geistlich, I, it's an I, you've got to stay on the R until the end of the word. So geistlich. So you just become geistlich at the end, but it's R all the way until then. Okay. Any other questions on the Bach? Okay. Did you all do some practice on the Bach during the week? Some did. Okay. What we might do from now on is just, okay, we'll work on other things. We're going to work on the things that we need for the recording on the 5th of September. And every now and then we'll do a little bit of Bach just to keep it alive. Okay, I'll stop recording now.